Fred, good morning.
Good morning.
10:42.
10:42. Okay. Now, what to say?
Adom Gusu, so.
You did already ask.
Maybe fine.
You did already ask.
So when you're there?
Yeah.
How was your weekend?
Oh, good.
Okay.
Good. Because that baby, I'm going to for adding to meet me more. But it's one of the best rest places in Kumasi.
Come
oh yeah, I loved it. And I'm a manager and Madam Sarah, I can't just with your ad, everybody. Oh yeah, I can't just mommy discount executive there, what? But it was a good sleep for me.
Okay.
Sometimes the Trebia, Charlie, especially this back, driving, standing, sitting, tea.
It's easy.
In your queens, Caribbean.
No, I could
as a dark cara. Someone's next of him for no one time in contact.
Maybe cry the bin media. Next of the air.
Next of
and Miss Can movie. May Brian say my catcher.
On your next of game.
On one bra. And this may be baby, I'm a do no. Trap it. Minyan and Medini net. I don't know. Once the gram fan to
Master. We will be here.
But I want you invite.
And you knew as a.
Oh, me say a bedroom by me, Busa, okay, can out to us.
The almost said it. Almost sending.
What am I?
Couldn't a gym vice. The guy is a of
all stations in me, food, you be as one yanny there. A 12 year.
And let me see. You be drew, but we almost sending me mail on keke.
Okay. So ni kura ma Mr.
So ni me mail no. Email the public information. kofiasanti862@gmail.com.
Okay.
We be at phone.
You
quote the first international break of the season. Now, Obi Kacho say the season has not been interesting. Just after 3 games, Ebi no share matches now. Very, very, very interesting season. Just 3 games into it. Now, before sending you going to the 3rd game, now you a couple of teams are not still only unbeaten. Which Yeba Baki, Aka Mengsape, Aka Liverpool, Chelsea, and Crystal Palace. I'm opening the 3 only unbeaten teams. But the defending champions Liverpool and the kita the 100% or perfect record in English Premier League. And what a night it was for them. And very, very good game. Which I think that this is exactly what it was. As summed up at the back page of the Sun. Now, the Sun back page, and they say, a moment of magic. And that is what it was. Which even before, say, Abranche Fene Dominico Szoboszlai, it was a free kick national. Medina has said, and I've told you that for me, when it comes to picking up certain small nitty-gritties, why and how, me making the decision and analysis, you will have it almost every time. I told you that. Fran Viet, album number 10. What you better Liverpool for? Because he presses, counter presses. I mean, Dominico Szoboszlai probably works harder than any attacking player in the Premier League this season. You call the game against Newcastle. Abranche Fene Anna Slot moved Dominico Szoboszlai from the midfield because of the absence of Abranche Fene Frimpong and come on as the right back. In that game, Mibekacho said yes, Rio Gamo and other people scored the final goal, but my best player was Szoboszlai because he works hard, he wins the ball back or press or a very good player. Which in that game, he did the unthinkable for Liverpool. But before then, ask anybody who was watching the game. Dominico Szoboszlai was excellent. Before free kick, oh wow, it's
super player.
And this is the number 10 or attacking 8 who is playing at right back. Who defending 1v1. What do you want?
Or number 2.
Oh, you're good. Yesterday, I loved him. And again, I went back to Twitter and I told those that follow me on Twitter, say, my problem with Liverpool this season is that Fran Viet, and yet the problem isn't Fran Viet on the ball, but it's Fran Viet without the ball, or a creative player. Anytime, a creative. But anyway, how you win the game is what you do when you are without the ball. Which and many and J how Mikel Arteta set up the team. See, I've told you that I feel this Arsenal team is too mechanical sometimes.
I
say, Enra, Arsenal will use optimal control. As I say, why Yanshawa also won't say, all attacking Rigi, and also all prevented from scoring. When the game went into the second half on the 68th minute, after that Liverpool opened up and made the game expressive, then Arsenal were finding it difficult. That's where they caused this free kicker. A branch of friend Dominico Szoboszlai, Ekoko Boshe, and now Victor Gyökeres, whoever. It didn't work out for them. I think the only Arsenal player now, ni who Onyabona, no, no, Madueke. On and all,
but who be blaming Arsenal coach? Mikel Arteta. We were Liverpool and Nekobo. Before the game, we're winning the 2 matches now. Both are called Anfield. Arsenal last season or top second, this time I was watching league. When you say Liverpool on the neighbor, so me mean to me, I'm so at least me not draw me to me.
I think but it seems rich. Usually I coach baby and it's optimal control. Only you should buy 40 minutes, 45 minutes. You have a second half you got 65, 70 now. I feel that now we can go and look for a goal. Into the Honor or they are bench your friend a better chance ever back into the game. But at that time Liverpool had proper foothold of the game.
Martinelli and Bournemouth.
But some say time Arsenal photo by Noni Madueke make us say me you disagree with me. Arsenal fans, those that watch Arsenal will tell you.
Still na decision.
Which Martinelli is not even on the level of Madueke. You ask the Arsenal fans. And then in that game, everybody knew Madueke was the most dangerous Arsenal player. And now all of them are beginning to accept say, fee, Asema Okanfa Noni Madueke, he's a top player. And then a transfer deadline day.
I mean the absence of Odegaard and so on kakra.
Absence of Odegaard.
Yeah. So who's going to start the game now?
No, but see, Odegaard's not starting the game for me wasn't too much of an issue. I think so watch Arsenal against Liverpool. Most of them who go so much against Liverpool have come from set plays. And now in the first half, they had 5 set pieces. Nothing of them. And Liverpool now are learning very well to defend Arsenal set plays. I don't have time with time. I'll show you some of the set pieces out and how Liverpool are defending against its Elhorn, which Liverpool have gotten their man. It was never, ever, ever in doubt. And in one summer, Liverpool for now have broken the British transfer record twice. First for Flan Viet, now for Brentford Alexander Isak. He wanted to go to Liverpool. Me, I don't think there was ever a question. That's where he wanted to play, and he has gotten where he wants to get to. Now, I'm wondering what the setup is going to be like for Brentford Anna Slot when he's arranging the front three anymore. Ishak Ebo center forward. Where does Ekitike play from? Mohamed Salah already has a place. Where does Fran Viet play from? Cody Gakpo. Very, very, very interesting for team and friend in Liverpool. But then I like the fact that FSG Fono are backing Anna Slot. If any team decides to buy their player, and your whole fan problems, they want to win. It's business. And that's exactly what Liverpool have done. Rich Maguire is going to add to it because Rich Liverpool for Nhyira said, our brand here friend Ibu Konate is gone. Mentally, they think that Onam Kwanza will come Madrid. And that's why he has still not signed a contract extension. They brought on Leone from the Italian Serie A, but he's a young centre back. Niamitine said one thing by the time the transfer window ends, Joe Gomez may leave. And there is an importance in bringing somebody who is a leader, experienced the English Premier League, in a bunch of friend Mark Gates coming out to the pack. Crystal Palace for chairman Steve Parish mentioned said a highly possible. After Alexander Isak, I won't be surprised and then you will be able to get that done. On Saturday, Chelsea were in for the first early kickoff. It was a London derby. And I think I stood here and I said, a very difficult game, but this is in Chelsea per se. Almost said they are really coming into the fray. They should be able to win London derbies, and they should be able to win difficult games, and they should be able to make sure almost they are winning and winning it ugly. And they be an NFA. Which in the first half, I think it was one of the worst performances I've seen under Enzo Maresca in any kind of first half. So okay, first half now, and these are the statistics for the first half. XG Chelsea creative component 1 0.89, Fulham 0.39. Shots Chelsea about 6, Fulham about 5. Shot on target Chelsea about 3, Fulham about 1. Then 55% ball possession, 45% ball possession. The game was purely about duels. And which this is a thing that not 2 seasons ago, last season, Chelsea were not good at. playing against middle table, low table teams are on games no aye dwelling. No. Sometimes and Liverpool you perfectly. They won't play too well, but they don't win the game on a professional level. Or by you may call. And that's exactly what they do. Which you see, for me, I will talk about Trevor Chalobah and saying some any penalty. No. But this is a day where me highlighting a certain man Emma Chelsea for no. This season, Chelsea has 3 corner kicks already. 2 against West Ham, 1 against I think 1 against Fulham. Set pieces. Chelsea scored a goal. And I remember I've come and I've told you about a man called Bernardo Cueva, who is Chelsea's tactical statistician. Medjumano specifically about set plays. So in the game against West Ham, Chelsea were playing with short corner kicks before they varied and they scored some goals. And then this one, who said they are Chelsea won the corner kicks now? About to first pool. And who video that you be clear with it? About to first pool, number could create Africa. Then usually the first pool will be a cancel. But they realize that Fulham are defending aggressively in the first pool area. So in this set piece, Chelsea decided to change. In fact, I cannot be showing videos here. Before this corner kick, which Bernardo Cueva Efre Joao Pedro, and I have a video that I'll post on my Twitter, you can go and watch. Of Joao Pedro told Joao Pedro what the corner kick routine is going to be for that third one. Because 2 corners to this, not Chelsea about to the first pool and I had been defended. Immediately they flicked the ball. Social ran now. Joao Pedro did not run towards the first ball as they usually do. He stood still and then pushed Sasa Lukic to go forward. Free header in there for Joao Pedro. I think that's 3 games into the season, but he's in there for a shout for signing of the season already after just 3 games. Doing very, very well for Chelsea Football Club with our first goal. Before that, there was this controversy. And you see, Marco Silva and Fulham, they came to Chelsea with a plan. Every day he sulks on the touchline, make it look like referee against them to get advantage for them. Okay, match Nidia. It was a duel. 50-50 more Bianco Emma Fulham. Mr. Mami come and say we are baby Mpacho. Every 50-50 ball. It was like the Missy Baker. That was what count there. No problem. To the Mamika. Oh, come to me once. Manfakra Mana win. We match your match. Manfakra no match. Number 7 now, Bobo draw. Madrid has said 9 over 9 points. Was Mecca Manchester United. Oh, here last minute penalty, but say, I said, we win match. We will not finish penalty. In Kazaz.
Teams no Omuches Kama Revis no.
Oh,
serve acclaimed world champions.
No problem. So I say, serve acclaimed.
Omuches Kama Revis.
No problem.
Wherever we.
When this happened, born a share. You me show LIVESTREAM studio. It's me kaisa me catch here. Means na Kora man wo ho and I say na I remember so DJ Ogidi Brown wo ho and the other guy send Melvin. And I make catch say any foul. There's no way there's a foul. Because oh yes 360 no. There's no way about to say oh we could we man as on it was not a foul in that position. Which Omko share go no ebae. Va say it was a foul. Then later on, we had this statement from VAR for VAR for any Premier League Referees Association can say, "Omu di say, sir, Rodrigo Munoz na no di tie Trevor Chalobah so. Enya adea a constitute clear and obvious error from the referee. So the VAR shouldn't have prompted him to go and watch, and the on-field decision should have stood." That is exactly what the referee decision are telling him. But this is why I disagree with them. In real time, when I was watching the game, I said, no. This cannot be a foul. But in all of that sense as well, what is a clear and obvious error in VAR? Red card, mistaken identity, offside, those clear things, this is what we describe as a clear and obvious foul. This is a player. You start on a regular day, can't this constitute for a red card? Can't it constitute for a red card? They call him and the referee say, "Oh, Ampa, me share that video now with Tia Denaso." And then I know Tia prevented Trevor from defending. I think that is going to be subjective. Ebi and come your full amnia, come a bubu. Somebody will be say a dimmy. But it comes to that subjectivity. The referee may have done the mistake as in calling him in terms of interpreting what a clear obvious mistake is. But as a fan, I believe that there's a foul. And it constitutes a red card. Man, who softer red cards than this? Then to the penalty. How is this not a penalty?
But you mean me.
Oh, so bad. My makeup and enough work to the now. You do want to mean times was with the animal call.
Any press conference now, I'll highlight these things.
I don't know touch screen analysis.
The screen is here. No, you see, the question. Say, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm say premier.
Most already.
First is what Crystal Palace. Second, Fulham.
Now, Crystal Palace was a foul. The regulation is clear. The regulation was clear. The regulation.
I didn't think Chelsea be no confirm maybe.
When is the surgery?
When the foul panel.
Foul. What's your name? Obi on the foul.
So go back. Go back.
It went
go back. This is a still picture.
The nice in the last one. Whether still or not still, and the camera full. The nice in the last one in Sisu. Rich, the nice one in Sisu.
Who did a couple of factors say subject will be back? It's
this one in Sisu.
What do you say? Mrs. Say, I never come back. Hold on. Where foul? Where foul?
Mammy fought shoot starting to
that's how I say subjective. Sanka you full of nipa no penkabos at dear ref na
no problem.
Bombs you.
Okay. Okay, you're talking go you're touching. Yes, second goal by 1-0 and then say.
What's it?
1-0.
It you if you say Sanka how go ni jina.
And senior. Boy, uti ka say
enka yet ba kono plan free man ka 1-0 so abi na make.
Men ka anka ye ni ya shete ni betimi akanka.
Basa.
Ya bomo ya so 2-0.
Form ni kan mo.
Na wo de adebo.
No, tie.
Senior.
Say somebody mo be ye ni say ya. E ba Premier League no. The other teams ni be.
And the mobile, mo de mo bre that. The one mo bre. Why na wo bre? And ye mo abro. Ya boy. Na Fulham no they thought that we come to play. Me on the day I was excited. Fulham and other teams, no, they are realizing that Enoba won't play soft football for you again.
Almost expose Chelsea. That is why referee who says
what was the exposure in there?
Why we give you?
What was the exposure in there?
You do what they give.
Yes, starting game now. I went to watch and I came back.
Good. You know na net on every game now.
Second half now, okay. First half incident they come once. In the first half incident.
Oh, Zanyemo now, yeah. Oh, I fit them. Sammy.
Aye.
Master Kobi.
Aye.
Is an baby in here.
Say.
Chelsea why it's okay. But the other team say
many problem. Me can't say other team any problem. Me I understand that everything is going to be subjective. It is Obi Canadian, one of them Canadian also foul there. But all the things in the champ say me be foul there. Miss me fa.
Yeah, ya topic cause ya hu some
see ya.
Money some referees
move on.
And yeah, o dem say press conference no me ya. Nyamia do my head ababa.
And if I go cast.
Nyamia oh ya be
foreigner riches me Donkor agina dwadada every pem obeti aye Richard Donka and title nyina ewa ha and Kofi Kwate enom aye Fifi Manfred ono ewa ha on the tactical front obeti nkasana Bismarck Owusu Bempa Ayala and so ewa ha on the tactical front and ana transfer deadline no and so ye nya close ye Josa abanyina no pay wo medi hu nkomo and so e dia tone no etimi aboye past Steve Zando Sokoba Fatulona Afi Andy Costa and produce Jumadi. Remember, referee say on Thursday, Black Stars our game against Chad. Na eno so yebedi won kobaka players no ababedu. Na say na training na ho nsem no esitia Monday ye ne Mali na eno so yedi be se ne oba mpato Accra Sports Stadium. Eno so kobaka ka wa ha. Ye we na tase ye adwuma ni nyina kama ediama ewo ayenhye ahodo nyina so. Enti afe ekwama bie dia yengati de so rambo na yendi kobaka ka ewo ayenhye ahodo so me pato eno ada ana Tasama Dikan akato se transfer no enya bia na wie na sisia no wo kika teamsa wo mu tom players wo munya sika ye pa wonim se Chelsea na din kan na okay so we man pato on the transfer window this summer teamsa wo mu tom players wo munya sika no me pato Chelsea boboko no ana tese wo munya sika ye pa wo mu income e wo suri ye pa na ya see isia no the highest income 2025 summer transfer window Chelsea enya 342 million euros ani yeska Chelsea nya team on so tons players enya sika pa de otosom ye no AFC PM of Bobo Kono wo mu enso aton players enya sika 238 million euros and Bayern of Leverkusen enya 230 million euros and Liverpool Bobo Kono enya 220 million euros and Sana Newcastle and so enya 175 million euros until the first five of team wo mu ton players pa enya sika tete na no pay no ye de on koma kakra edi apa e wodumade so eno ada mekato se Jimmy Vardy ebetani criminals Bobo Kono and eno ada ne do no complete here 2 years contract but initially need 1 year but our options so there another 1 year and so ebeka wano branted the Jimmy Vardy once to hotel Leicester City ye baba pa omom enya ko championship na ano de letter eba bonten se we de waso omanti afa kwa no wo mumie mfama se na be ya obetuma adwane team bi ope eno ada na tese sa na ni so ade hunu no eno so enya abamo eno ada Arsenal Moyes wono so anya sign eda mafana ba ti Bobo Kono 14 million euros eno Sika City wo mu goalkeeper no enso ade adwane Fanabati Bobo Kono no na akwa kwatiri goal post mo enso ade Fanabati eno aye reporter efi Turkey akate enso eba awodumade so me pato ekie go no han eno ada ana nya ne ntiase City enso amane green light se obetima fly na wako Turkey na woni Galatasaray Bobo Kono enso akwa wiewie yesa kan krata kakro betima asensan everybody sama ya kopima nwumie no yere so official communicate no enso ebenya babara 2 years contract ana kie go no enso akwa sane edema Galatasaray Bobo Kono eno ye reporter efia branta na kate edi eba havielot there wanya movie from Liverpool me pato wadwane Aston Villa Bobo Kono 35 million pounds no ska branta no so enya dia sane eno ada an official communicate no enso enya banti eno ye reporter every have Elliot akati eba awo edumade so eno ada mekato so Alexander Zinchenko one of the players na do na so betime enso asane eno reporter yensa kan some Nottingham Forest eno na komo pe abranta ne dedi Javi Galen but ani do na ntiman go to quickly ano moruchi to Arsenal so munyo Alexander Zinchenko etenano pe reporter mensaka and its agreement no omunso erete aka official communique at sababa boncha Nottingham Forest and so the communique baba eno ya report Alexander Zinchenko efa kudana kate edi eba awoye dumade so eno da Aston Villa me pato omunya wieye Emi Martinez omunya brantane kasa ye pa once na nko ye goalkeeper Manchester United ewe san ko betimanya no Quincy ani akwate so ne Galatasaray Bobo Kono enso edi nkomo impo so be movie every England akoba bia be Turkey ana opanyine enso beko eno da ye so mudi nkomo agreement ni nyaba so akaso beko akoya ne medicals no yete ye na no pa ne se yese do no team no anso anja tum Aston Villa for ataso mpaso mania brantane no enso to so ye adwumente no da mepato Emi Martinez wono so enyanko Galatasaray enum reporter etota odumade so na no pe no me gbo akire kakra edi ama odumade so ene anope viral edi official communique no enyaba Manu Solomon wono ye player no sia kan era Tottenham Hotspur enuna wo so timi complete ni deal no ama Manu Solomon enso enya twene and he said oba na woni Thomas Partey anatasa kwa ye aduma no awo viral Bobo Kono eno so nkoba kakra ena no pe min saka awo adumade so ni na mentwane kakra Nottingham Forest once wo mo egusu aduma na enya sam kodobara aswe awo Strasbourg Bobo Kono enkoba men sa eka as a Chelsea player Benjamin Chilwell once we player na wo mo dodo na avnim said ankebia wobekọ Saudi ni bi because Saudi no sisi ayesi teams wo mo kọ Saudi pa Chelsea Bobo Kono ya na chese wo mo nso asise deal ni sisi enti yesi ya deal no we player na akato se o pesro ha na se o perform ho wo chese o pesro ha na he de wakọ Saudi ho o perform ho de na chese ententanwa pa beta anu yesi Strasbourg Bobo Kono once Chelsea team na and from another Chelsea to another jersey, from the blue to another blue now, and to encore baby and Yami enemy. But in Kataso the Empato, where a team and the other Strawberg, a player, no Benjamin Chiwo, and so Strawberg Fono, at Omna non for experience, Libby, and Mabwa players in Senia Baya, and Yamas Baya Kama, and Yamas Strawberg Bobo Kwan, and a reporter, Mensaka, our Jumedia Swanano pay, me Pretreka at Yamao, na American Laporte, and no reporter, Yasaka Salati Cloud Bibao, and Omia Somo Pabranteno, from our NASA, document, no, baby, I Dumaka Sent, at us, no sooner, a bit Remo, yes, 5 air clubs, and an uncle more Pabranteni Dean, at the American Laporte, but yes, I Branton a Padia, na Onya Swabacom, 80 Manidin, at the Alati Cloud Bibao, and Chanada, one was to me complete Kama, at my Branton and Aropeno, one was to Enya Adjane, and Tenia reporter, at Toja, our Jumedia so, Makato, the so no air live, our YouTube into no, Uko YouTube and Nhyira TV, our YouTube handle, na Afe Wajanina, what do comment in the Abane, and so I added of the deadline day, no, yet means so adding Komakaka, our answer showers another, as the official communicator, and Yaba Branton, the other Pierre Hair Campi, Wamanya Brantano, from Bayern of Fall of a Cousin, and Tanada and a contract now, and also go to Kama, and I a reporter, a Branton, the Fida Kati Adiaba, na Hector Fort, a Barcelona player, Barca, this season, a Kamasa team, Mono Maya Dumapano, a Bobo Kono, a Sansa, a Nakipina, Wamama Branton a Coy, and Afe, Wamasan, a Hector Fort, a Mono Sajani Alti, a Bobo Kono, na say a loan job, and a Branton a Crocabo, no option to buy, and to the loan Ebana way a Brantano, and return it back to Air Barcelona, and we report on Pato, and also Eba Alexander Isaac, the Patoni do Nanya go through, and he, I know Mekatos Apostle, to Ombenya Ajemo, and not with me Ajamo to the Serum, Alexander Isaac, and so I train him, Liverpool, and now the Mekatos 125, a million pounds, I know, as Canus Berumentanoa, Womunya et me Edremo, the contract na till June, I 2031, and I a reporter, Alexander Isaac, if you're Brantana Kati Adi Aba, another Crystal Palace, do back home your margin, sir, Womuma Liverpool for Enya, I have Brantani didn't Adi Magei, Yasi Omo, Evia Bibiama Magei, Equia and Medicals a crowd, Adima Liverpool Bobo quality, Liverpool him so many player, Afe, Crystal Palace for document or most submitiano, Womumia for the Numkana Kwabna, Womuntress or Mass Science Sukakano, and Gofona accepted, a Cocoya Paris and the man in Chelsea, and is Hakim Ziatidiano, Kwabna the same thing that has a choir, player Nagaza, they were doing you, why any medicals were passing out as a Liverpool for a transfer response in about nothing amounts oh, Crystal Palace for and for activity our system so or more try Crystal Palace activity Nina I say so mu coach no I can't pay for the master player no Muma no kwa ba hamiontino Mumpe kwan krobi amba faswa Abranton be man atenti no me pato Magei and to be Anthony Liverpool ayo bobo kwa no so komaka kwa ne Samuel Chukwueze I'm not that full on bobo kwa tani na 25 million euros and yes ka Brantano and some Ediaron Pato a loan to na Brantano Kokobo a option to buy and it's a Kobasa and no or no Apollo ni wienase wamusu epaso motona we met 25 million euros and Sebia 26 million euros no I Samuel Chukwueze the fair Brantano Kate at the Ebano another Manchester United Wamatomba kon Rosmus Holland Wamajano so uncle Napoli Bobo Kono na also 6 million a loan to na Brantano Kobo I know your option to buy but all and your mandatory and Takobaza Sombetona I have 44 million euros and Eska but all Umbetia and Manchester United I know your Rosmus Holland no also Komaka Kwani another Nicola Jackson but all Lutano and your Abaso ama Nico Jackson and your signing na ultimate I told you here di no mo say ya me any amra me hard in a pa sap mo mo pe 16 loan 16 mo pesa mo tona na we na aye ya can say 65 million euros na modiabana option to buy mandatory anya farmer mo and another Nicola Jackson enya sane na Nicola Jackson say na nia de pop so obabesia kan adema Bayern Munich bobo kono na why ready transfer ombefi international break aba na wasa sesia kan and so de mama no ba ko so a to da African brother me pato African brother ba ko so Victor Boniface another Werder Bremen wono so enya training the contract no anom 1 year ana Brantano kwakobo loan to ana yase Brantano so kwakobo nti eno Victor Boniface one so nkoma kakra ne Sofian Amrabat eno ada ono so adwane Ria Baptiste Bokono loan deal ana branta no so adwane no option to buy abakoba se bia ombesa omotona obi ade se omo esa ani fanabati edi nkoma fufra no de fi Ria Baptiste akate edi eba odumade so Northern Forest omo ye adwuma kakra omo sa branta ni din enso edi Danieli Bakwa na another Bakwa etimi Ramo from RC Stobok Chelsea team na enom awo fan league ano another 35 million euros ano eska branta na enso edi Ramo enti yase record selling edi Emma Stobok Boboko no eno so koma kakra ni na pay medi tuta na Jadon Sancho yasa branta no atwane Aston Villa na akwa we ankasa de miwu obi a wato no kwa brato na nilo Manchester betua bi wezo masa atua bi o Manchester ebetua 20% of iron salary no na yase Aston Villa atua 80% enta kwa we de on free Manchester system no so no neka Manchester United abo no enya sam ko 20 Jadon Sancho ekọ Aston Villa enkoma kakọ na no pay no etotwa ewoduma de so na no pay ye pretire edema Messi show no live on YouTube and to call YouTube Nhyira 1045 FM and I say Nhyira TV YouTube handle na yedi nkoma kakra na Tarek George a Chelsea player na another than it is 22 million euros a scar brand and Ramo our team and dinner Fulham yes now no da what take Kevin Bassey born a twist and ten and no muso akwana sa obayade and Yaman ko Fulham kwabna ono so ni dia no yes o ma wie bibia o ama brand and ko yes omo one say Chelsea far from say player na ngaza kra omo pomade ani ade and Tarek Jordan so no yes brand and ko Chelsea say we are Champions League squad player and he omade ne beka ho and no under Tarek George and so enya ntwene team ne din adim aye mepato Fulham na once akoda we and now the mbaba kato ze Ghana ho bon eye ne widiem ni ade and from another Tarek to another Tarek where Tarek Lamptey wono aye Ghana ni ba na da wosi akan edema Brighton and Hove Albion and pay mame confirm me and kanto ze said oh na ade say Italy and now benya Tarek George pato Tarek Lamptey esas the Fiorentina Boboko no wanya kwakwa sign edema Fiorentina Boboko na and anata official communique from Brighton at the base 2020 ton and moto Ghana ni bay wabo wasum ye pa and now him at so ba 122 appearances anata so ye the mo mu say eduma de akoda na ye ni na and he said the kwan na bia dia na ni kwan so mu sine kwante no ada Tarek Lamptey and so esane ye edema Fiorentina Boboko no and so koma kakwa ne arasin mo asen so no ade koma kakra dia tudwe say City we from City atoke success bebre na niate we very honored say onya City jesi no as na breadu say so free team no bera nipa ba ko obebo ni din adana siye pa Pep Guardiola and Pep Guardiola no so we need trophies bebre amata say o he kwan a wo mo konka Europe na ayade na ni die pa ni teammate ni nyina no wo do bi bia say wo mo so eboye amo no goalkeeper Ederson Moyes dodo na enso ehu no entano so ye message abrantana enso edi jaya and now no pay kache kaka edi adana de tene yes Premier League aye teama and now say Premier League ni liga wo mo spend here ato players ye pa wo pe biaya wo mo spend sika ye pa yes aye Premier League no the top 5 aye European leagues no this summer spending so no teama wo mo ye aduma na say league wo mo ye aduma no aye Premier League na wo mo aton players wo keka ni na edi bomber players wo mo toto ya edi say na aye 3.56 billion euros 3.56 billion euros ana Syria ana tosu bi no wo munya 1.1 billion euros ana fe Bundesliga enso enya 856 million euros ana La Liga enso edida 683 million euros ana friendly gun enso enya 637 million euros inti yaka tima ana se liga wo mudi dwaye pa Premier League no we are ten and into the Premier League no about the most exciting league in the world we are ten as the honor players in one to Tom and so echo but the 10 year this summer Spanish no me call Liverpool echo where they kakana oko Liverpool echo mo boy this summer transfer no 412 million pounds 412 million pounds as so moto Alexander Isak ni nyina no echo we 130 million pounds and afi from the vet ni dia ni koye 116 million pounds Hugo Iketike echo 69 million pounds Kekos Malice okay Milo Kakas ono so ni dia no echo 40 million pounds and Jimmy Fimpong one dia na 29.5 million pounds and omunya Giovanni Leone one so dia na 26 million pounds and afi omunya Branton dia ni Amin Percy one dia na 1.5 million pounds and afi omunya Freddy Woodman one dia na free bonto and tani Liverpool aka wo ba ka me say wo ye team me say jama ombo ka ye pa Chelsea bobo ko no so no wo ba Premier League ma kwabena team a tom players and I say wo mu di djuma ye pa no ana tesa no pay medical aye no honti no ha de me nko so beda fa me komanim na fa me akọ Newcastle wabena say Newcastle no Alexander Isak no say wo he omo 63 million pounds obi a turn 63 million pounds 2022 year 3 years on omo turn 130 million pounds 130 million pounds na nkrofo say team na nkasa kwa no nkrofo amanfo ba fa no na enye team you bia and say o moton ni ade no na enye bo bia wo mo de ton ni ade nti wutimi say sia no de enema ekoye e de ma team ani din and so di me pato ade say Newcastle enti anu yankoba kakwa so a etodwa ewe adwumade so na no pe no e de kakra and so Eddie Eda Navantan din Eddie Conant header one so mo feli no Abi Leipzig o manya sign o mo player na 26 million me pato euros no score the top brand part of 4 million from Sporting and o manya dia top brand din Eddie Conant header and Tabantan so enya pa and so ye tuna and no ewura na no player de kakra Eddie Eda wo adwumade so na me Manchester United Ekodi and Komakakra Manchester United and so no players are buyer any players or motor when say and they sit here Arovas na Matthias Cunha and no 62.5 million pounds Manchester here Abrantan Deri Diogo Leon Nidiana 6 million Akudana Ba Anna Brandon Biomo 71 million pounds Anna Benjamin Chesko Nidiana 73.7 million pounds Akudana Ba Anna goalkeeper na Nwada Mekano Asam no last Sani Lamens wadon swaba 18.2 million pounds nti Manchester nyo mu goalkeeper na womu di dwa ejo mu di nyina sika omunya aye 40 million pounds per muntio Manchester no 40 million pounds ana moto Manchester de Anthony 19 million ana afe Rosum Solonde de sika kume bi na tese epiemu anso ebae emon players o majo omunya omukwan de Ghana to call Anthony call Rosum Solonde call Marcus Trafford call Jadon Sancho call Harry Amas ako ana Fabrantan de Toby Koya one so ako Victor Nelson London of so call Christensen and so ako ana Dabi Christian Eriksen rather one so ako ana Johnny Evans de on there retirement ana Tessa Branton and so call and so come kakra ni na yesi no de na forest there omu yampa se on better Botafogo no ma bomu yam 2 eza 4 players o ma to mu na from Botafogo Abrantan din adi Kwambiano Kwabra Omatono ano Omato Igo Jesus ana Victor Don akwa we pa John Victor Omato John Victor ano Omato Abrantan din adi Jaye Kuna enti we have 4 players ha omanyina from Botafogo atasankodani nyina dwane enti ene ye reporter eba dwumade so na no pe no market kakra adi ama awoyen sisa wodo nyina so Kwabra mpacho mo story no me fa kakra nka ho ana say no ada yesi board ni nyina committee ana mo fa ko bi menu no mkaten say agya menu yes no tisi a team no na ye player papa o if obi ni we yes no pa wo ko pe e ba ha ye nkrofo anse nkrofo didoi ye ntimanto bi heku ha ne ye de no ba yo dada mbiomo wono so ba ye hu si yes o agya menu ene kwabno mo pa agya menu atopa na to ana tese oni ne ban kaza no kata say we de me ba menu papa menu we de any problem bia akrofo say okwa be ha mutim ni begu enti odi yesre wa atra na ye hwe bia nesi enti kwabna eno ada yesi ene nkotodwa mo pa agya menu ni ba menu no na anya sem koto akra eno ye Manchester United the from makati de ba no na unim the tense say mantoyi kwabna obi a spendi close to 400 dabi 500 million euros. Mo hwa no man kasa mo pete dedi because no 12 11 12 mo de na mo yende 12 11 and e bia mbetimi amatina and also etimi aye kama e wa sisa wodo na so nti eno ane ye de kom Chelsea for the abrante no ayi Femi Lopez ne de kwamra nkofo na mfana mayo ye o mo se da bi enya de sa koda no de o mo de ne beba nti eno ada me pato ye nya enso anto aye baso na player no enti de tena na Fulham so no Ghana ni ba ni din adi Jonah Kusia sawe no Bayern sisi wanya sane ade ma Fulham boboko no enti Jonah Kusia sawe enya ba Premier League no eno so ye update kakra eba e wodumade so na no pege kakra enso edi edana eno ada anopa na ifa gwed wono so official communique no enya ba wanya adwan Olympic Dumase enti eno so ye kakra no so eba Manola Kanji me pato no so ni di no ma complete eno so de kakra ne anafe Jelly Dunaruma official announcement no so enya ba 26 million pounds and yes car banter the daddy Jelly Dunaruma and so enya ade adwane team and the daddy Manchester City team and yankoma kakwa so and na no pa eto dami pa ya anatesa Anthony and so Alande atesa and ya uhemi screen so Anthony na tesa odintie a man and so we ma to be say and men nyina kama e de man wan sisa wodo nyina so ntino ne yankoma kakwa so eja eto twa e wodwumade so na no pa no e de kakwa and so e de edan wo na mami hwetre ha na fenka mi kakra enfangum enfama wan sisa wodo nyina so na yes ade ba kwa ma Chelsea for eyo mo ya pa Nicolas Jackson kwabra ni agent dom Chelsea for say we play your mama in 2 years so on fan develop it yo akwaya ya want man develop it 2 seasons mu a kwabra na anya yi na se ye tona na obuafu ekeka nsam di Chelsea na asa man pay for na say head anyo mo de kwan a enkofo ne fa so enso ni Chelsea eye no na so kaka ne na say Dele Alli so no wo ye free o enti so mompe Dele Alli mompe Manchester say manya bi anto yi say Dele Alli de emuyefo anka ja manya Dele Alli nanka ene man so atimi aye kama e de man ti kwabra ma mfasia ene de ma menchem 2 minutes say ene me ha asientem Kofi ade wodun south uti ene uye ya be by force amna ene de mai miemo ma 2 minutes mu a ma ade ha me ba ba di na tire 2 minutes no fire na me ba ba di na oto ho
sure me ba ba
di na oto ho
na ese mo nya obi amman to mu place be 3 bi
wanya oh there be said your chance you Saudi for no mun close here Rahim Sterling
and mu
ono no ka Saudi deal no ho ono ka Saudi deal bajasele asase abanso ho asase abanso anko anya hwe ye ne Saudi for no be communicate anti de tie na anya sanso de a ene on bebo Chelsea academy ni za edi na atimi aye kaba
football no buga na moye no buga munnim football yi sei mo enso so na mo ko kanko for de okay matie for edama say garbage am ka bi the foreigner no na odien ekwamene ne na transfer window ni akatum just Saudi Pro League no na obetimi aton player enso etimi ede akwa ni na ebedi nkomo no ne ahwe players are so far omutimi eye move ene omso omontimi anye moves no ni na ebedi san nkomo no awo show no so join live our YouTube Nhyira TV oba subscribe na for the message no aka wona edi nkomo no enso etimi edi amamo me patwa no pay on to say opomidi nkoye hu diabetes how me pacho BP kwa na ekosro se Dr. Kraka just one here e betimi akumi manim kun anope koto adura ya tuni din eye comfort se ba me sanenom ebeboa wo pa etimi chronic air diseases say the medical can BP num any diabetes me pacho o liver problem koto aduro bi na enom infections how aduro nyuma o tekete so sa na ade achia me pacho ni nan eye problem koto adura tuni din comfort heba me sanenom na ebetimi abwa yi pa Freddie Men's Colinacap me apidan Gilligold Pharmaceuticals kumase o na no kwa o se ope comfort heba me sha bibidro kan esaya de ema wonsuani ebetimi agye ho yi pa 0245 455 740 na monso matimi agye adoni bi kama pa tata send dem akache mo se eye app e downloadi so ho awo phone so na abroche for no sika bia odi fi abrochire aba eye Ghana use tap send obe download ni keke enti se Europe na wo anase or America, Canada, in fact, country be our Abuchibiano, and one is over download the app on our phone. So now, or the Ascendis Kabia, or the Ebefi, promo code on bo in share from Shim, is answer Yento Caprecra, and so in free or canteen. Rush energy drink, I would just so I make a say, Oko baby, a tall drinks a hodwa. On sabit me, I can rush energy drink. Na on so wait to me, and I'm gonna come pa. Na unim se ahoni amani nyina efi US na emum se yama enipa no no ye ne Ghana ya trailer mo madawma ena omonso aye bibia kama omde abedwa so me pacho caffeine wom sanso ena aye ginseng enso ma abeboa ama ho timi ha den ebra ya adwuma mpa wo mre se oye adwuma aninti oye adwuma kakra bi no abra to rush energy drink nenom na ebetimi aboa wi pa opese usiesie wo dem a eye Alaska Star Enterprise so na okoho ho de eniema no fofo se de obotom tie bia wonso betimi ewura Alaska kototo niema abesiesie wo dem sa ope eye bedsheet be ma bi ho a mema bi wo mo mpe bedsheet sisei obetimi da bedsheet just 3 months ura dem ano David agwa bedsheet nkoyi mesrew bedsheet ni si ayefo okwa Alaska okre de babo so kotom no nefa seso Samson ope blank curtains ope eye wallpaper ade sese o dem eco panel nom artificial glass Samson decorative watches nom plastic wardrobe ni na no okwa o se eye Richard Sememra na mama me niam anko sese me dem fofo obesan asika kakra bia be yi no obenya niam bebre ade akosese o dem ene anope kumase obekọ adum boss of hona ode ose ope Mrs. Anoche Black Zano fair floor hona omo ewo enkran eye circle Tito Lane also kwam sabitimi akomo me patro number didi juma no eye 0256330075 Dr. Foko Herbal Clinic na yeko ene day 2 of health programmer Dr. Foko eye ede ama aya santeman na de ye na ne se Dr. Foko so de bra na nyame ya wadom na anipa first 20 people na mo beko no ayade a onso obenya aye discount ye ma full package for the day na ehwo kama pa unkofie no na se ade ne se de sitie bia eno nso eko aye 5 solid days ene ye de ye ene de 2 nyame ya on the 5th na etimi enso aye de awie ntimpa chawada ko na Dr. Foko enhwew ama honso entimi ento ye hwe ya le bi ti sciatica usisi eya ya koko enhaw fibroid hernia diabetes mepacho hypertension stroke nom hepatitis B ni nyina no eya de a odiwura Dr. Foko a wonsan emfa MPBM eniti fa number ni sisi na efe Dr. Foko na oboboa ama onso ya de na timi akọ ye number no eye 0550023419 any Dr. Foko number no me patch of CCA na ene no eni common na P phones and accessories and na yeko na makacho say e say phone shops and bebre edum crowd ya okwa uhu ba bia bewura mpo na akoto aye phone but me 24 say phone shop no nya ba bia na ewura say akoto phone baby on my back phone and you rava and your shop wa phone sui ye de agu adem kama enso anya papa no kro mu no anya papa nemum na p phones and access de owura ha to me say yes how fe am phones no original ne bo no eda from so bia ebotom it is our Samsung, Nokia, Tecno, Infinix, Itel and kwede omo tablet yo mo disua de ni na original ones no na p phones and accessories akofa bi e de aba mpacho okọ adum sisi ya won sabetimi aka eyo phone bia opese ukuta o ba na usika na enso a me pacho make sure so for Ghana card now dey ba ne no ye ntrase na ye de ade na ma no otua de aka no nkakra umpewi na opedien ene number 1 ebia we company opese auto phones emma eye workers eno so be no ben hyehyɛ na yate bon so se na bia won so no obetimi ato bibiri e de acho workers ye promotion to ade em ye nche ade bi a branded t-shirt sikaboten 5,000 Ghana cedis and many more nyina no e ade America sese e koso akodo awo eye na p phones and accessories enti de obeye nie adum ye obabi miensa first one no eye opposite Asidas Kasmi Media ane 1 2 ayo obiba JK building nim opposite Prudential Bank 3 aye PZ Nana Kwesi Agyeman building nim a me pacha wo call no ma on sabetimi akamu awo ho 0533093422 na me pacha wa friend number no na won so etimi akwadwo phone kama pa 3P garlic mixture aye bibi dry the garlic na aye enito aye 100% garlic extract and now the natural plant juice at the account the minerals and vitamins and so at the born a bit on my pa 1 a bisu immune system no 2 me patcho stroke and I do this shebi atofoma muntu bi emanonom asthma and how this shebi and I be kra wa mu na asthma no and how ojonso obrepa ujina mi romantic mrs say we do too much opeso so tikama koto 3P garlic mixture na enom sanso no baby a okwa afikyira wa yase o ya no edro no eye ba kopɛ okodani heba misty Kolinak ani apidank okwa ose mame 3P garlic mixture na onso konomzal 248928824 kotobi na onso adanse wadro no hono obetimi adibi kama pa de twatwo kra finally aye omat perfume mosquito coil tiefo kwa no bebre ne wodwa so ye obu ono ma odema de kye a obenya kata ana code obenya bi de toso mienu entimi ntontom no enti wobɛhɛ no waso code enso ade bɛkye no na ntontom na awewa na malaria yi na wanya bi me pato sa akwa no me no kase ya ntobiem okwa oyima ase de bi me pewe biem e say de mate say say oh mat perfume mosquito coil anu na aba obia etobie entimi nyi no bi mame o mat no eye OMAT omat perfume mosquito coil me pato de tie nie smoke no so ho ai fra no beban kitikiti bi enti ade e fra ne kata ne code no no odamu a ebi nya oda na sham so it is said the perfume anase eniema ehwam enso edi agu eyawo dem so ho kama pa ene bon ho ban from ayen tuntum bia nu a obetumi a trespass na oba be kauda anytime sraw ompese entuntum abeya o ma no dendende be na kwei eno o ma form di kwiso am sraw koi na onso akwaje ayi omat perfume mosquito coil na onso so siw dem na be bon ho ban afri ayen tuntum na afi malaria enso ankoyo upebi atu no aton ana upebi ato a me pato kwadum sisi oso pe eye family plaza ubusa obi abekyerew me pato enkran fom beko yendepo na wo eye shoman honsom kwa ebi ho ena techima so no eye ade a yendepo ni bi awon pato frɛ 0557 484083 me pato utobia ebetimi aboa na bibia no ay kama ade ama no pay omo ene afofo pika ho 1040 Insha 104.5 yes started discussions from Amanene na Fifi Manfred Insha se we are Bismarck osu bempa yara and also emfa emayen ba ma memfa quick update in from na Fifi Manfred Insha se emayen answer ye di kan catch am say Thomas Party enne na awsenka ne court no timi ekọ but according to news Ebano, party issue announced in the court case, and Penifua journey at the call September 15th. September 15th. In Teneno, the tennis at Abranteno, a court na Nezenka Okono, party in ya enko courtono and name Yamiadoma on the 15th. Edna Abranteno and Subako court. Na the rape air charges are yet the abono on so etimi akwako kahon. Asinti Thomas Party is a dear MC Ghana Obenya Adumufine now about in 2 games no against Chad and then Mali and so etimi Eddie Amai. Good morning.
Good morning.
I don't know what to say.
Who you? So here.
Namiadum. Namigusushame.
Be very fine.
Yeah. Pulling down who you mean in our style me one day.
Miana. Pull you down.
Oh, yeah, the beer.
You see what you back up and pull you down that.
Set you for the moon, the woman on time. So, minima.
Oh, yeah.
For most as I get Chelsea in Manchester.
We'll be using another.
Go beyond.
Now, my bedroom area.
A dear, why am I baby?
And then my own. But my bedroom area.
A dear camp, why am I?
My bedroom area, another menu way.
Yada. See what you say, put on.
Why, we are so. And I couldn't want to win. Miss what you and teach you.
I didn't see a train. Best what you see.
I didn't know I'm busy with you.
And you it's a training. A mood. Penny Casa. More. What's in the Casa?
I didn't know go. But what would great Cherubia who be a Hunia, Kazinia, Church,
as a mini boy piano, ye.
I
know ye. I could dear DB Beffy. So they are to me, Pabum. To draw them one of me, I'm Jago in it, a mafia in it, and I'm fine. You are no Abyssinia. Yes. I was whom where you be on say bay.
Bodinia go.
So who's not Bodin?
Bodinia go. What do you want?
What do you mean?
Yeah,
you will also a fossil. I can't expect to meet me. I quite. And say, what's it to me?
I didn't you come you. Yeah, we don't have to move.
I say, Chrome.
This is their business number here and I don't know. Manchester.
Oh, so Holland call. Sancho call. Anthony call. Anthony, they're not do Betis group. You pay go kind of age. Not only. So the bomb. But more one than ever. Oh dear. So who knew? I don't know. Yeah, I did. Maybe you're no one a bit to teach you. There's a Ganacho who plays almost call about here. And there's a Ganacho by farmer here. And I got to the Matias. Well, my men shall not go. And John got to the Hindi. One blessing. As I know, to my domain. So, what this was our problem. Come have a patch. Disaster. When your team was in here. Okay, Sterling Zoho. South got the other highest paid player team. Sterling now. Yeah, no panic buying. Take you for the idea. Did you have? Sterling said that. Send your landing team body on coming. No, landing team better. Second Fulham. How many days? I come up patch like a Fulham. Unya send your landing team body. So we just negotiate for what that take in Saudi Arabia. The bomb is Saudi for the Kakabaji. Okay. But we know that closing nicely. Sure. And no, the very last thing is see what we do no. I think say a football kakra. Some records are to top form our transfer window. But before we talk about all of those things, Rich, me babe can't send you and me taika. And it is essentially about idea de bia me can say a business decision. And I say near my ye emma eduman kan ko ebano.
most of the times, I know a lot of people are too fixated and only too emotional about businesses, especially with football fans. Medical can have some more the emotions womb, but we've also said say the positive and the right emotions, no, and the important emotions to use. Which you say now him say Mark Gay after sending Liverpool for Isaac Ejumana, Gay was supposed to move on to Liverpool.
Why the medical square?
It's
Ranting in the medical savvy. Me I told you.
in fact, on one kasa crown, who's a medical no you London. It yes on any mommy, ni papa suffer. And I'll tell you a story. Ni papa suffer. Here from a very, very huge religious background. Obeka last season. I brought up Premier League say Omumbo armband of LGBTQ lesbianism gays and seven. He was part of the two captains, only Morsi of a friend is formerly of Ipswich Town. And they can say Omu are very religious. And then they come from religious backgrounds. In Kenya, don't remember our captain's armband. His father is a pastor. Which, according to the papers I was reading, and met up with the family at where a bunch of friends Mark Gay medical anyway, hoping that immediately they get a green light, they will go. Which only Mariana Air Course or Crystal Palace team on. You see, Oliver Glasner catcher Steve Parry say Onya Tom Mark Gay he resign.
Because new replacement now no more pay from Brighton.
Yeah. And go to, and even with that, so that even every year as the Airco Arsenal, it took them a while to even go and get Yeremy Pino. And what can several times Yeremy Pino, no, he is not exact fit of what he wants as a player. It is a Onya Tom again, he will resign. Which Enra Gay has prepared and everything. I think saying this transfer window, players are not more person make you move out of their clubs now. On and on the most classy and professional about every match. Because each as a crowd, more games he played every game. He was the captain of the team. Which any hints so if you clubbing him. And I don't know. A camera say a bono players. Not say one more when you are class no more. And Ishak and Johan Wissa have taught us that this summer, even with Nicholas Jackson. Which the relationship between clubs and players, don't ever be emotional about it. The clubs will always win because they will take it from the business point of view. In case Liverpool probably would have stressed the issue and then waited till deadline so you have forms now. So you have to stay in for another summer. Once the player said that he wants to go, for Maggie, Wakacha Crystal Palace over into only team no Omajiatu. Then last minute, coach said because sporting director Anyene Juma and with the coach Buofu and it affecting him. How is he going to go and play football? He thought he was going to live his childhood dream. Now, Yenio Raman Osman Chiro article be for the Sun. He titles it from sleeping in his mother's living room to being a star boy at Crystal Palace and a possible move to Liverpool. Rich, it chronicles the beautiful story of Mark Gay and how much of a professional model he is. But the truth also is that, Rich, I thought now you're too nicer. The nice people don't win. And that's the story of Abranti Fred Mark Gay.
Professional.
But Rich, professional,
no, may to some extent,
yeah.
It drew maybe a many players in the yard, especially if our ball club now man is I want to go.
Yeah.
Or my Jiatun.
Yeah.
Then a bedroom time and say I'm out.
I feel your story.
As stories.
Yeah.
Sometimes always stubborn.
Yeah.
But I also think say Obi to say Isaac, for instance.
Yeah.
No contract with the team.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Newcastle. Yeah.
Oh, contract with them.
Yeah.
Contract ne emba na wi here.
Yeah.
Yen ye ni wo ye adwuma.
Yeah.
You feel say you ton wa emboye.
Yeah.
And the na obey.
Me so na me so no we adwuma. Na me se adwuma na me ya ma o. Se me tena ha me tiri mu anwum fa me timi ya adwuma ni ye ti ton me na me nko.
Why?
Because I want to go. You see, one club no bring interest. But player ni bring interest there. Na football fans bofu.
Say to you.
Any on case na baby o ko ni jare. No, any si kasem.
Na dey.
And because the interest opening the carry and cancro. Rich, Liverpool fans were sad, angry, insulted Trent Alexander-Arnold when he wanted to go to Real Madrid.
But men so they so between they disagree.
I understand that, but I say,
the moment you do that, who's on your professional?
Yes, but I'm trying to say that it looks as if those who are unprofessional get their way, and those who are model professionals don't get their way.
Crystal Palace today, untimi for Tom Biblio, because what boy money say about more by your replacement.
You boy money, boy no, I can't 1 year on a contract so. In January, he can sign a pre-contract agreement to Liverpool. About a long time ago, they knew he would go into one replacement in them. Then you are telling me that because when your replacement in outcome and city, it's unfair.
Replacement in a pen, you will be player.
Rich, transfer you do. Rich, this transfer you do. Did you ever see Crystal Palace going after a centre back until a Nani and Rechi on Igoriano? No, they were sitting aloof. Last minute, I don't think so. That's what I'm saying. That fine, all of us may not be certain, but have you ever seen any player that was linked with Crystal Palace apart from Igo? The only one I heard last minute was Axel Desasi. And no crowd was there last minute. Rich, me, they have not been fair to a branch of friend Maggie.
That's a transfer video.
You see, maybe
on train.
Oh, January, the head of
on train.
Or maybe in the summer you go for free.
I'm on pay for no uncle.
But how much it?
The best thing is our brand here.
Oh, Rich. What I'm saying is that now you want to say you move to call Newcastle. And now I only need Yaji. Alexander Ishak so cool. And he giddy. Everything has gone on. Very, very excited. Why? Because he was emphatic. One go training. The Saudi people that own Newcastle came to his home. He spoke about the fact that he wants to stay, he wants to move on from the club. And but what to be more club new. And he had told them before. He said at this point in time, he feels like he wants to move on. Rich, unless Okase Sikana open Unya. But Liverpool are always willing to pay. Liverpool came first with 100 million. And also pay replacement. So, yes, I can agree. I can understand. Get your replacement, but make sure say player no narration will be granted. Rich, look at this thing about Nicholas Jackson and how Nicholas Jackson Coco PMO Ewo Germany. Now Chelsea say come back and come and play because Liam Delap pra. Rich me Chelsea. Immediately Chelsea brought Liam Delap and then they brought Joao Pedro. Now Joao Pedro and Liam Delap elbow ball. Automatically, it means that Nicholas Jackson was third choice striker. Anybody can argue, and I'll agree with them. Say Nicholas Jackson has had his chance for 2 seasons to be the main striker. He has not lived up to the billing. 2, Mesasuji Tum said, in and around the tail end of last season, I brought Chelsea go away to Newcastle. No Kokodi is a red card. No Sansuba back in a Club World Cup in a game against Flamingo where Chelsea were losing and they needed to fall on him. No Sansuba red card. No. Rich, at that point in time, I wouldn't be surprised Enzo Maresca felt like he can't trust him again. Because in 2 big occasions, he had top 4 about Champions League. Bravo Bomaye. What could you red card? That's a mistake, fine. Then you come back in the Club World Cup game against Flamingo. Now you team that form 2-1. Obaya, wait, Sir Nicholas Jackson come you. Me just say do 10 minutes. Obaya no of Stampio be red card. He gave an opportunity to Liam Delap. He gave an opportunity to Joao Pedro, and they took it. So I can understand that the Chelsea entourage felt that okay, we can't trust him again, and we need to move on from him. I've always believed that Joao Pedro was not bought to be a striker. Chelsea probably bought him up from the left wing or as a number 10 backup and as part of a second striker. But given what happened to Nicholas Jackson, they had to move on from him. But Rich still, also we're moving on. Mimpe club, me agent per club. TV, Aston Villa, AC Milan, Bayern, Wadiatum. I go and arrange Bavaria. Now we play a bra. Or say I should turn back and come. Which psychologically it is not fair. I've zoned out. I'm moving to the next club. What's the member? Which me calling agents now money and and trying and convince Bayern and say Bayern should do a deal for him. He would have come back to Chelsea. How would he have played? And I mean beside Dr. Kofi say, Sir Jackson Babaka. How is he going to mentally psych himself to play for Chelsea?
Because psychologically,
you're ready. He's out.
Oh
yeah, me, I wanted him to go, honestly speaking, because Rich,
I ran to the man respect.
Rich, you see,
You go come with business.
Which from you need nine okay. Which Nicolas Jackson lets Chelsea down. And me makani several times say in Kofo Bebre almost time almost cancer and power for Nicolas Jackson when they compare to Didier Drogba. Didier Drogba's first 2 seasons, he didn't perform better than Nico. Everybody can pull out the statistics. Nico was better in the league than Didier Drogba in his first 2 seasons.
So where from your man a chance about to me?
No, again,
almighty Didier Drogba 2 seasons.
Yes.
Performance of the man Chelsea. So the to talk Jackson also there.
Yeah.
Then I think the man you fair to him.
You see, again, it comes back to Obibeka Sefi. They be out Chelsea in common. I will say the context of where the club is. In the context of Didier Drogba, Frank Lampard and the likes could shoulder some of the pressure and score goals, and the club was fine. But Nicolas Jackson was at a point where you're the main striker, no backup, and the one who you can afford Chelsea. Chelsea didn't give him a backup striker. It even in times when he needed support, say Kopa was here offer. All the pressure is on him. And now the good thing is that for me, Nicolas Jackson is gone for a good amount of money. Chelsea and Yanisika Nicolas Jackson ko. Agents doesn't matter. Or no when your project papa man the players. Hey, agent free. Who play is fair. Snapping about 6 months at the top level, your man above you. And then when you correct project amano. I know that in the German Bundesliga he will play well. He will be very, very successful. Our German Bundesliga him, and I think that he's going to go on and go to a good place. Which have you asked yourself how Anna is going to use Alexander, any Ekitike, any Florian Wirtz, any Mohamed Salah, any Cody Gakpo, any Domenico Szoboszlai.
Gakpo ba open this season. And I like this number bench now. Then Ekitike.
Ekitike call left on him.
Call left. Then on the arrowhead. Hey. Likely.
The Liverpool team, this is going to give Ancelotti a lot of variations. Obetimi abon a regular 4.
And as about Gakpo.
Yeah.
Then Ekitike Kakrana watch Liverpool. I don't think from the bench.
No, Obetimi abon Gakpo and Ekitike in a 4-4-2 flat. That means that the midfield two.
What happens to Isaac?
Isaac Ekitike in the top 2. No about Mohamed Salah as a right winger, as a right RCM on the right hand side.
No about Gakpo.
No about Gakpo on the left. It means that extra midfielder Bakubet launching, maybe for Anviet. So this is going to be game dependent. Also, Mohamed Salah will go for the AFCON in December. If he goes, it's now 1 whole month of somebody going to play, and Ancelotti has to change something. Still, Jeremy Frimpong ain't free injury by. So it means that the midfield slot automatically a bench friend Domenico Szoboszlai is now the right back, and they can do a lot of rotations. Right, these are two top. Only say Ekitike and Isaac are similar. Omiyina are very versatile forwards. Omiyina drifted. They are good ball carriers, and they are also excellent finishers in the game. Which Liverpool has a good attack. They have a very, very good attack, and now Utie Alexander. I say I want to create history. I want to win trophies. That's ultimately the biggest motivation for me. And I feel like this is the perfect place for me to grow even further and to take my game to the next level. Talking about Abrantia Yefreno, Alexander Ishak, and Koko PMO Honorich. And now Chelsea for now have made a history of being the highest income earners in one summer. £307 million. Any Sky Chelsea for Eton. I think they've done a very good job, and when it comes to player sales, they've done very well, and also managed to be very competitive, winning the Club World Cup. And this season, after 3 games, the team is in a very, very competitive spot. Yes, I'm a little bit worried about the fact that Liam Delap a plan, which Enzo Maresca will not be happy that Liam Delap is not there. Even with the recall of McGill enye the out and out replacement of Liam. Liam essentially is a profile and not Chelsea any last season. Not Chelsea here somebody who was a box dominant striker. Obi Oba against low blocks now. Now Ebane say Chelsea M2 crosses M2 box ni ma. Sani Pakoni bit make dominating box no with the movement, the aggression, the aerial duels to be able to at least get a goal. They didn't have that. And they brought in Liam. And what it means that Chelsea are skin thick thin attack on them. Now Liam's ability to hold that play. So much the Chelsea 2 games were about at Crystal Palace. Enzo Maresca decided to go long First, not Chelsea elbow up, they build every time through the thirds. Now, with Liam Delap, Chelsea can now go direct to Liam. In his absence, Maresca would have to now change things. And I think it's a little bit worried. Rich, do you know that the majority of the Chelsea attack this season are new players? And this is something I was telling you at the beginning of the transfer window, especially when the conversation of Noni Madueke, Nicolas Jackson ever happened. I was worried. Say Chelsea's most experienced attackers now. You don't let them go now. But now, Facundo Fernandes and Buonanotte, O'Shea, Jamie Gatesons, Alejandro Garnacho, Joao Pedro, Liam Delap, Estevao. These are all new players to the Chelsea fold. Yes, some of them have played in the English Premier League, but then fairly very, very new to the Chelsea fold. I think that the transfer window has been exciting. And now, what is your thought on Sami Lamens? What's your thought on him?
He's good, but me few say problems now you come to see. Now here, Emi Martinez. We need experienced goalkeeper.
But who told Manchester United that you need to win today? I don't understand. Emi Martinez is probably going to give you another 1 to 2 years, and that is all. So why do you by force need Emi Martinez today? Oh, you're young.
Say me remember. The American okay. Now your problem is goalkeeping.
But you're bad goalkeeper.
Menkas were bad.
About a finished product in the make
to solve the problem.
And I'm saying that you don't particularly need finished product to solve the problem. You need a good goalkeeper. He may be young, but the American say you've made mistake in buying players that are old. 1, 2 seasons. Now half the players don't mean Bobby of Casemiro. Goalkeepers. Clear cut example.
Goalkeepers there. Obey me at the bed 3-4 years.
No, but 3-4 years you move on from him.
And that time young goalkeeper be obey to did now so call it.
Then you still go na Sami Lamens no on your cross out.
Him sir, but he's too young. Charlie, your goalkeeping problem no all to be solved my.
Is he rich? Manchester United fans, we are fixated on winning today. That's the problem.
Obia no fixated.
We are fixated.
Martin. There's a problem. Problem you per se solve. Meboa. It is always solve a problem now. You go for the power Bob solve a problem. Any point also over
Lamens has been playing for in Belgium.
Antwerp.
Of course, Royal Antwerp put that on him. Now goalkeeper I saw Yadi.
Matilde. Sana be catches Udana with him chip with
Nana the one kind. Nana the one kind. Sada was okay. Rashford Woolard. What I call the Kofi. I don't play oh. 30 seconds. Omudi bets. My time has soon be so I can't put it up for you. But Michelle on all social media, Fifi Manfred handles quotes no go on them. Go back and pick it up. A man may be some gonna cook with and Rich. Make sure you any face odds. Any fixed games be our hasi. A purely analytical work near Shisha. Send me uncle for winning. Thank you.
Frank Yaboa, our YouTuber, say Gay has been professional enough. Oliver Glasner, who was not being selfish, and threatened to leave, even left from Frankfurt to Crystal Palace. Why not being fair to Gay? I rent a friend Frank Yaboa and this message. And so there, but sometimes we need to manage nothing. Oh, a defender. I mean, this on their work is not Palestino. Onyan replacement. O man nkonya den. O kono ho abo akire. Oh, at least general will bet me akọ. Na alright, yen to dwumade so na yen time heba for entrust we ya na Bismarck osu bempa ya la. Enso abeto so na afi ye di nkomo no transfers. Iwia na yabefie Black Stars and normal hodi omo first training section at the Accra Sports Stadium ene omo eko e child krom ho na nyame adom on Thursday na etimi akobo e game no Obapa. Good morning.
Good morning, Ohene.
Pacho na what to say?
Erade ada Roman and Pacho on say.
Nyame adom me ho ye pa.
That why they see.
I blood say e di apom di ho komo.
No cray.
Any time heba.
Yes.
I'm 20 me.
Me da say Ohene. Ahwefo amohwe Nhyira television. Ene atiefo amutie Nhyira 104.5 FM. Medenchia Stronko every time Herbal Center. Aso ye edemo obi biara awie anase anopei. Akwanya awanya no kire se wo ye Nhyira. Enti na nyame akan wo akati asefo ho. Wo sombo eno nti ene kosoma ye ntena ebra ye bedi nkomo afa ya pomuden ensem ho no. Na emse asem da bi wo ho mede asem panam. Ahwafo ne atiefo mode ohaw bi eto doctor anim. dodoa na atai fra o se doctor esan enu papa wo de ba ema ye nom a yenya ahoto ene ayaresa nanso enipadua na kwa no etoda aya na hia nhwehwemu amapa se yenya emfidie ene animdifo no hwehwe ye nipadua mu ede mayen na akwa no ba biara akwachew anase atochema no yatimi asiesie no ede amano ayeyie esan se enipadua no ayate se afidie ne ede nam eno ti se break it down wa hwe yi a na wo ye de wonkwa ato esan mu maha doctor sa da ne da bebre na se wo bompa ye se nyame ebepeja ne nsa ama doctor wabi herbal clinic enne nyankrompo tweduampo kwa me basayi adom no wapeja ne nsa ode bre ene ye adwumanti no osi afei de ne bre aso se nimdi a wode adom na koa eni suad hunu a wode ama no ne eni suade hunu no ebre dru se doctor ede herbal clinic kese ebeka ho enu nti nyame adom doctor de sra mo de to nanim no watie musufrɛ mompai bo aye adwuma wode osie aye oyo bosha wo hye mo no abam wadi ne bosha so wode eye kenuga herbal clinic kese abedwa so enu nti wo manfo a mo pe herbal clinic wanwaso akọ na makwahwe mapomuden ensemu mo haw no eto atwa eno ane kenuga herbal clinic kenuga nie time nie na enige sam ne se animdifo a wo nimdie suahunu na wakwadre wa pomuden ensemu mu ena nyame eside wona akopia yaresabia ho eno nti wokwa wa pomuden ensemu de bibia betoto yie adwuma no asi wonum enu papa no na wokwahwe wa pomuden ensemu ewo kenuga herbal clinic kenuga nie time nie na afi wa pomuden sem so etimi agina brane ene ya ba bedi nkomo afa apomuden ensem ho medofo wada roma ebre ene adaje ayede ye adwumanti no ya na ebre ntai ni hosa esan say wo sorry a esese bibi foforo etoa so dwumadie no egu ahodo na wo diko enu nti mesro se me de doctor number no etudwa na wo number no ewo screen ni so a medofo na wafa number no ana se radio no so na wuti a Nhyira 106.3 sorry 104.5 FM wada Roma monfanche na wafa na afi wafre doctor na emua biara sesa wode ma no wode ama se wo pe kenuga herbal clinic onso akwa doctor number no a ofre na direction and location no wonsa ebeka doctor number no eye 0244 417 669 0244 417 669 ohene medase time no eye time medofu ewiase ayewe ye nipa ye didi ayenom ye bro ahasuo ye won twetwede ne yetempenten kwa ye kwa ye ba no enipadua no etoda yare etimi bane ye di asie ye nipa bi asa ya anya ahwe yiye na ya anonum papa amfa ya pomuden sam anto yakoma so anasa ya amana anya yakoma so dadwen na anhia yenya husa yenkwa wohoi enye mienu ene ye de baako agratopre wanhwe yi a na ohaw kese ene ebeba so mese abrani nyina ye woni pa dodo bi wo ho a wokọ won krachi entem esansa yare bi ebeka awon no edu papa na nkesesa wonom ayi obo ade nu buna enhahama ene nua hina firi kwaye mu akane na ye nana ne ye papa ne ye maame nom wodi bi eye won ho aduro ema wonyini kyeye etimi di nchine boto anase wotimi edi won breast waba no ena wo behu ana wo bi kɔ ne krachi entem ya na asefem papa efri se wonya adu papa edenom ye ade kuti a yare a etete no a ankanye bia ne se wotare dan ho no esamenu mienu se da ne da yenum adu papa na adu papa no ene time herbal mixture eduro nwanwaso no eye time herbal center asuye okofa time herbal mixture edebaaye ana wasan de time HH capsules and asa ne mixture so abeka ho enu nti medofo yare a yapa wo wiase ene se malaria fever achewo woje wo ho a enye upeja wo ho ba biara enye yie wo sori a entimi ensori watoba ha waye boho pepun ni awo na etete wo sori a da ne da wafie etoda akwa te se menyare nso menti apo malaria yare wo ho eye yare bone aboan tontom kreisa waka wo a enya sa wo twe wo moja nkompo ene won fo ha bia emre wo so dia ane anka wonni asɛm na mmom watwe mogya no awie no yareɛ ɛna wɔsan de bɛwie wo nipadua no ɛso ɛno nti ɛntena hɔ ɛma malaria fever ɛnni wunya ɛntena hɔ Emma enumutuo eni wunya ewa bra time herbal mixture edro nwanwaso ne ewo dwaso se wo pe malaria fever dro a ebetu ye malaria se ebekum malaria parasite biara ede afri wo system no mu ama wo nipadua etimi anya apomoden amapade a ene eye time herbal mixture dro medofo pebi no wate na entutu yare biara emfri wo nipadua mu de nanum ato a wontimi enidie empen dodo na wanum ato a wontimi nidie no nipadua no ehia aduane na watimi aye adwuma anase mpo no befa aduro kra na ehia se wotimi edidie na watimi anomaduro yemfa yefnuti anase ayasetia enhyen menti no ma won sanka time heba mehye aduro nwanwaso ni bi na afei malaria na enam so de enumuto abrewo no abewie wo so aduane se wanim nanso wontimi nidie wanum anya wode no wanum atimi atoso na wanum toso a ebenam so ama watimi adidi na se watimi nso didi a eboa ama wapomuden sem so etimi gina ne nan kroma so na bra wapomuden sem so gina ne nan kroma so no ene na medofo adwuma na si efrise na wone nyare wato nkwanta amapae na afei wo nipadua no ebetimi anya ahoden stronko na aboa ama won sonso wanya ahoto efrise se wonni ahoto a yare etete wu a emfa ahoto emro na da mesese wo sika mpempem edaima na se apomuden sam ekwaatwe anasa wone no atonkwanta anasa woni apomuden sam awie ohaw bi abeda wo so a ene medrofo na wo koye anasa wo bai wanhwe ya sabi na yare ede wo bekwa wo kra chintem na wo bra wa bre nyinara wo sika dodo a wapregu ho nyinara wajapade biara a wapɛ no na ebeye kwa sabi wo wuachi no na obi a wa mre wa no wampam wo befom age wajapade kra de afiri wo busua anasa wo yire no wo mansem ma time haba mr droni bi eman wo na aboa ama wapomuden ensem atimi akoyiye emma afichikro mama ne eda won so aya na asefem se beka nansa nanan ana nanu ama oba bi akwa afichire abunensa na esroni ayem hyehia bewie ne so obadwensa esanse wonhuna du papa a wonnom na entu sa menstrual disorders anasa menstrual cramps ne enfamfri ne so medofo wadro no anytime heba mixture dro kopa binom na woni afiti kromo amane afiti kromo yaw ene musuro ni mu hu nyina atonkwanta amapae afedu okwa afichira nansa nanu na atwa enso kane no na ntesa ma won sanka time heba mixture dro ni bi na wafiti kran sakraye abamu no entimi san nyina ne nan kroma so enyina brane sade ye ya kane no wo hyase nete no eya woni hu ni suro biara enim enhwa da me say enkwada yaresa bia me ma confusion e wa bra time heba mixture edro nwanwaso no ewo ho de ni tipaye no opagya ni ti ya enyeye wo ma ne sanka time heba mixture tipaye ene de nani etutu agu ne nsam de wo sori a wo se ne ho aye ne basabasa nanuma ye ne nwonwono time heba mixture dro ene be so sa wo ha na no de ama wo yenre FDA for agiatum hyene so ma me se apemfo ne abatan a wo ma wo manufo de wontimi enum bi obi a wanya frinfinhia dumienu kɔ wo ho kwan sɛ wonom time heba mixture dro ni bi edikuti anyarewa afi malaria fever biara ayaziba wo ye mu no ye the time heba mixture dro ene betu ase sɛ wo penrei dodo ato a fa wani kyerɛ mu ewo KNG Herbal Emrom Abidjan House Atonsu Monaco Junction Dani Herbal ubenya bi Misty Herbal ubenya bi Enas Palace Pharmacy wo Breman ana atokro biara eton waduro de fa wani kyerɛ ho okwa a wo se wo pet time TIME ebre ene adaje enti no aha na apomuden komotwetwe akosua mansa de pa medifi time Herbal Center asuyeye ede bra hwefo a wo hwe Nhyira television ene atiefo a wo tie Nhyira 104.5 FM no medi sie nyame ya adom adasene ye besan ahia madam ase ama momoniti a enyado
edama time for ena moti omonka nti eduro no utobia ebeboa pa ebreya malaria ate ayate sei no anya odi anom ebeboa na etu ase etimi edi amaduro no TIME my intro dwumadie no so with Bismarck owusu bempa ayala na yenkodi transfers nkomono nra transfer window ni yakatum Ebe say bi ma I just say nyame ayadman January and na ebitimi ebi aside atom besma ko zu ben pa. Good morning.
Good morning.
I want to say
Nyame adome ho pa.
The nyame ase. Ebi a business ebi so anye bi kra.
Idiot. Meti office one ampo for buy and obuza me say na meti me apart from goalkeeper ya anye bibia na me say na ba some ye den.
Na goalkeeper and grab papa be.
Rich transfer window na close. And because a summer transfer in the major transfer window be in football. January the end day just an opportunity say be our both season book careful no say when your injury situation be near there then you fix it. But the major transfer window summer be and window no are close Europe no. Now as usual your closing transfer window no. Rich, it has always been like that in recent history. Say you find league by league. The top 5 European leagues, the sika wom na wom money to spend has always been the Premier League. And within the Premier League, there were around 153 transfers across Ewomu. Rich, according to this graphic, the Premier League expended 3.5 billion euros. Athletics say it was around 3.09 billion pounds. And almost spend a year. Billion pounds. And almost spend a year. Followed by Serie A 1.19, Bundesliga 856, La Liga 683, then the French League are 637. So these are the figures, and so already the gap between the Premier League and even though this can reach, it's too huge.
2 billion.
Yes, too huge. It tells you the kind of sika a Premier League and Premier League clubs, purchasing power or more. That is the reason why, Rich, Fulham can go to the French League and even buy players from Marseille, Lyon to come to our club. So, Team Mitty said Nottingham Forest, Epe, Valencia player, and also Kono because Sika. And it has always been like this. Especially when the Premier League the most commercialized league we are saying they show their power say and we have the money to spend, and Sikani seems to go through all the clubs and ya kese for them kwa kitoni nyina always come to me to Toby Interniska
Ligue 1 say friend league no. Sanya Paris Saint-Germain bi no mbeto to play
asa omo makani nyina so that enyiska Premier League will continue, and that is one of the reasons why Rich Sewasha enye na say Saudi Arabia, and when ya bobo na you say Chinese league abaso and all those other leagues na e ba no mu di sika bebre mu na every player want to go and play in the English Premier League because of the commercialization this summer transfer. Now Rich, if you break down these figures now, transfer window closely, this is the top 9 and that's a top 10 transfers. Number 1 Isaac 125, and money in pounds because it is coming from TNT Sports. Until number 1 Isaac, Florian Wirtz, Iketike, Nick Votmade, Benjamin Sesko, Brian Mbeumo, Victor Osimhen, Matthias Cunha, Luis Diaz to Bayern, and Martin Zubimendi. Now Rich again, so also the top 10 now. The only transfer any Premier League club and Eto, Luis Diaz a Bayern and the Toye, then Galatasaray Diano with Victor Osimhen. They are coming Rich again Premier League.
Fair free Liverpool.
Yes. And the top 10 across board Ninginano, emu 8 Premier League clubs and almost spend this for transfer market. And it's a case of say overall, top here and man and young they have the money to spend. Rich. Out of the Premier League, the Kings and Liverpool. And only we say they've broken the summer spending record. 446. Nekuta Chelsea in I think 2023. Now Liverpool are top yomo 446 million and a slot are spending only this summer transfers. No, Rich. Oh wow, oh henio. Akranzu. Tiana slots name sign is ringina. Or many serious because they've spent money.
But I am so bit discussing and I say a share players now.
Liverpool has spent your almost.
And the pressure be the manager now to win the Premier League.
You see, for me, and your pressure no. But they are already on top. And then the guy say Liverpool are defending champions in the EPL. Rich, aside that, they have a standing team. And don't you know we defending champions, you know. And you say we are team normally in Premier League last season, you know. You to the team is still intact. In the Premier League, the best player will get all the awards, you know. It's Mohamed Salah. He is still with the team. And Salah gets the best player. Rich on our side and winning the top scorer in the Premier League. He is still there. And many will say a pressure. But my question is what will motivate team at what top dada to spend this way? And maybe a job and normal circumstances. Rich Omudin said they need to be up there, but they are not there. And they will spend to get up there. But someone harder than they are. This is a broad joining TSSO.
So any matter of whom match is given, match is expected media.
You see, Liverpool are already in that zone.
Okay.
And the expectation is for them to keep that zone. Now, Nhyira Clifford S. any message say the question I asked why Liverpool at the top are still spending this way. I said in the past, when they were winning the Premier League, at the end, moment sustaining or more consistency with winning. I am Manchester United ever signed Omoho in the early 1990s, you know, was because they thought they were okay. They became complacent. Omocho money, no Manchester ever spend their sign Omoho after they couldn't chase Manchester again. And look, Manchester be more gap now, say no more close Premier League titles, you know. So now they say, look, we will run the club professionally, we will win the trophies, and we will match boot for boot in the transfer window so that we can sustain our success, you know, over there. And yes, Rich, since any pundit say, why our Spencer by League now, or see Liverpool, or reason say, because they've spent. They're already a good team that has spent money. Rich, from Isaac to Vert to Iketike to Jerome Frimpong, Mama Dasvili, Milos Kerkech, Giovanni Leone, Freddie Woodman, and Amin Pexi. Look at the signings they've done.
But Ayala, Liverpool to Neymar. All goalkeeper not to bench. Mama Dasvili.
Yes.
Good goalkeeper.
Yes.
Unless we know.
Yes.
When him go that rough.
He was virtually last season the best goalkeeper in the La Liga. And he was here and saying, super performance, and he's been very, very consistent. But the Liverpool bench, or the Alisson Becker. So that is how deep Liverpool are trying to build Omotimono with the signings now on my end. Now again, Rich, in the English Premier League since 2016-2017, say open the most expensive signing. Rich, Liverpool the only this summer. I be the top two every they are there. This summer, I can once in year. Alexander Isak 125 million. Foreign vet 116.5 million. And since 2016-2017, Liverpool the only this summer when you say they've done it by 3 years. Only this summer. are the most expensive signings in the history of the Premier League. Top 2. And Sana Mwaska said the money Enzo Fernandez declared Jack Grealish, Romelu Lukaku, Pogba Lukaku again, then Mihalo Modric, Esmi Abba. This is what Liverpool has done. Rich, on top of all the signings, is this guy. And again, it went to the deadline day. It went there. And the real no Messi con, it was always going to get there. Rich, the moment pictures and videos started by say Isaac signed the contract, you could feel a certain level of a lot of pressure being fear brand here. And also boy Rich, with what he has done, he needs to get the ground running quickly. And you must say, oh, Isaac say, honor and privilege to join this incredible club. A proud day for me and my family. Can't wait to get going and see all the Reds. You will never walk alone. Rich, this is what is costing 125. 109 games for Newcastle, 62 goals, 11 assists. Last season in the English Premier League, 23 goals and one trophy. Edima Omo. Again, so we will be a wedding footballer, cha. Rich, you look at this graphic and you laugh.
62 goals.
So how can these numbers carve out the most expensive signing in the Premier League? Because it's not scary. So what to do no be what the football chache and strikers are. Rich, there is not too much of a scary. But a transfer what the transfer window has turned into right now. Into your poor Rich. I guess your father, sir. He says he's here to create history with Liverpool. And the final scary part of the Liverpool say, Rich, Sisi Ayeka say, Liverpool and a war last season 2 top scorers in the English Premier League. Salama 29 goals and ODG goal king no. The now within the cheap pair was Alexander Isak 23. Now both of them is Yakama Liverpool.
They say Liverpool, Jenny say. Yeah, big clubs. Saying a big clubs and be able.
Yes.
And now no pay me both from me Manchester United. He say I'm a Manchester na a normal team be. Ohani akofa player be there. Yes, what you said the team.
Now
Liverpool no grow Premier League last year no. The players are auto.
Rich Unim. Who can say you've oversimplified the matter. But deep a lot of things that are come for you to be where you are and Liverpool to be where they are. That is the reason why if you are running a business, every decision be able to keep you rich. Our consequences. So sure. Now let me tell you this: in the last 5 years, Liverpool edge Premier League. Even when Real Madrid were dominating Europe, how many times now under club Omuno called Champions League final? What I'm saying is say Liverpool born a home body will league him, or born a home body will Europa. San money in no ebro musika.
Sure.
So Liverpool decisions on players when you for Mumbra, players when you to their friend net spend, And the club, he managed it very, very well, Rich. In the last 5 years now, Liverpool were competing against Pep, competing against Real Madrid, Europe, any Premier League. They were doing well, they were competitive, they were going far in those competitions, and our net spending was quality. So how come Manchester United, Rich? Club in the season every only top form on what Champions League
in Europe crying
until Olusu revenue. Oh yeah, no matter be bar spending or top players on your resale value from no quarter for Fraba. Not toxic environment, no market na place like cheap on the market, no conform before free. So consistently. The way I'm running club now, that is the reason why Sergio Wycliffe co-interviewer. The moment you ask him, say, "Na Manchester City Kasami say, no, And if you want to tell you the hard truth, or catch us a massa, books now, Ubesu, now Rich, if that is the reality, how do you expect Manchester United to match up against Liverpool in spending? And you're possible. And you Manchester United now had that powerful, but past, yes, the past is now affecting them. And even today, if even they want to do business, Rich, I'm telling you the hard truth. They don't have the money. It Woodward money, Glazers, almost say club no. Almost say club no. And that is the reality. And now Liverpool, 2 of the top scorers in the English Premier League, playing for almost as one club. That is how well you run your club at AC Etienne. Now, Rich, Newcastle Lucy Isaac, but they brought in Wisa, and we've already said they've gotten their man. Now, Nhyira, me share Sky Sports, and almost switch out my Newcastle. It's minimum for a report live. Rich, I went to any money report from you, or I did the opposite. They chill or more shady. Then they zoom in into almost a Newcastle fan be at the banner. About the ball Newcastle, maybe or more headquarters in the one. Now, the actual was what Isaac is a rat, and Wisa is a Geordie. Tune. Rich say, Oko Newcastle Kromwa. Say, I guess will be a Geordie or someone just say, or Yedieni. That is the nickname of Modema, Obi our yet through and through Newcastle. And that is the picture they've painted already. We've said they've gotten Alberti Fan and Nick Vatmada. And Omodi Wisa Abeka Unti. Now Wisa is coming here and Alexander Isak is moving the other way. And now Newcastle are concluding Omo crisis moment now Omo. But Rich, this was Liverpool's dream. This was their dream. The front 3 sets in Fifi with vet sets. But there was a blip in one part of our dream.
So, me share players na that board national. It means that Cody Gap will be on bench.
Of course. Rich, the money they spend on Iketike, if so on it Gap on ever pre-positioner, Iketike will play. Because you discover be a random.
This is the Gabrant and a red hot. Gap
no, you see, this is graphic. Yeah. The performance will prove who goes out and who comes in. Okay. Liverpool a performance environment. But we are saying on paper, Sika must spend it. Any the team they want to be, if you want to put it on paper, in terms of spending and any performance, in the context of transfer, there is the team. But Rich, what happened to Maguire? I'm a number. Only 2 things. This man, Oliver Glasner, of Australia, Oba Wayne Umabibre. The contract on Newcastle signed, I can't 1 year na contract now. Rich, almost a penny beshe on it. Steve Parrish, the owner of Newcastle, or catching a penny. Say, me buy a Juma me, Majiwe, when yaji. It is not about me. Players never born, and players never me about born here. They need quality. I have lost few players. I don't have a problem, but to lose my captain without adequate replacement, a big problem at the Amami team. And we either get a quality replacement, and I say transfer no, Limpeneso. Steve Parrish also told himself, Ora, Bona ye need the original. A business ne. I mentioned I can 1 year contract. Your Bona also extending the contract. No. What it means is that say I am told this season. Transfer away. Me and money this season. Oko for free. You want us to lose money for free? I bet you bet my turn this year. Me I got also a mini problem. Then bring me a replacement as a coach. Now me share Rich. They wanted to bring in this guy called Igor Julio. Yeah, then I'm transfer anymore. I see Igor Julio because sign. I'm a West Ham. And only McNair called Steve Perry say, I bet you know some of the neighbors said nine. Yes, so I could sign my West Ham. So now who are you bringing? Someone for be back as replacement for Maguire. No more say told her. Me the Majuma that war. Now me call Rich. In the end, he won. And even though Anna Slot has gotten Obiano, Rich, Abantia your friend Gwe, after doing the first part of medicals, had to turn back and go back to Tima your friend West Ham but give me just 1 minute. I mean mobile idea so Asna Enya Omo Piero her campi from Bayern 04 Leverkusen reach depth in defense for Tima your friend Arsenal. Because of the depth in defense, especially Carafiori and Abranti Feno, Luis Kelly, our left hand side, Hunti, they had to allow Alexander Zisenko, say Obetimi Ako. After all the troubles, Rich, say, what you say, Abranti Feno, Nicolas Jackson, you deal now or they call Bayern. From the loan to say Omobaton later after the loan, it's around 70 million. Rich, then that is good business for Nicolas Jackson. No, they are supposed to requirements with Chelsea, but Bayern wouldn't mind because they've gotten a player. Omujiri said, in the absence of Hurricane, or Subet Maba Beshem, not Wabo Juma, and the Amomo, Yakotia say Rana Kolomwani. I joined the team and find Tottenham. So he asked to Kudus, Xavi Simons, and Thomas Frank. So Abdoni a sort of a very, very good contending team. Already Unai Emery had to get Harvey Elliott, Sancho, and Lindelof so to beef up the team. Yes, that is the way there. And no man koye Elma Assemble Accra. It's already a Besiako. Then we conclude with the goalkeepers. Rich Ederson has done very, very well for team and Manchester City. When we say waji 18 major trophies. Our Man City Nkwao. And Rich, he is bound out of the English Premier League with a record. Sisi Ayakase, he is the only goalkeeper with 7 assists in the Premier League. Keeper BNY was 7 assists in the Premier League. Ederson in Quanti were joining Fenerbahce and a paving way for Donnarumma to join Tima, your friend Manchester City. Where the real Man City? Donnarumma now Rich. They know they've gotten a very, very good goalkeeper and the best in the world. And the last one, Seny Lamens from Royal Antwerp has joined Manchester United. Me know you are doing 100%. Say to me, I respect that marriage. Say who problem another solve problem about CCA. The best goalkeeper in the last 2 seasons, is there. And you are saying you have an excuse not to pick him. Let's go keeper strange. He was very, very good performing. But Seny Lamens and Manchester United and the number how so bet me 2 more, so on team 2 more. Rich, the Premier League did 153 transfers and it's a season book here. Obiani sky the tonu, and whether it makes sense or not, Rich, we will come and have our conclusion on it. Your closing window, no, with Timmy to your unim, or man to me and to unim, or more about so a boy retomo will follow them in the commentary. A pass, a goal, assist, a flop, Bibiano will be accompanied by their prizes and whether they've done a very, very good business. Rich, maintenance and Mamimbusa way. Overall, Team Bepa now, you say. Why a good transfer?
Obviously Liverpool.
Okay.
With the squad depth now no more than that. And in the new inclusion now, Omasanya, it makes them scary.
You see, are you only talking about the numbers of players from Maba?
Oh, the quality.
But
quality of players.
Sikano must spend it. The quality no Mudiabano. Are you saying say in the CCA Liverpool team they fix every problem in their team with the money they've spent? Because that is what makes a conclusive why a proper transfers. And not your mask account. Because so you see, they are the biggest spenders. They've broken the record, but you are still having issues with some departments. I don't think I'm rich. For me, Arsenal has done the best transfer window.
Okay,
they've strengthened almost every department. I don't have problem with debt.
The end will justify the means.
Fantastic.
You do ha. Eba bi san community na ehun se de ehun sem no. Ebesi akoye befie Emmanuel Echo Angel. I say we have seen Fernando Torres and Luis Suarez. He is at numbers are mere like Aubameyang and his low form.
So where the ball is
Rich, these numbers will not scare you.
Suarez.
Yes.
Torres.
Yes.
Numbers are not there.
Yes. And see, BBC, it only tells you, say, the Gen Zs almost say give no. Almost say agrono. But they have money. They have money now. Oh. They have money now.
Ada is Udino no.
Because minimum watching me.
Black Stars in the first training at the Accra Sports Stadium. Obetimi adjoining our YouTube now also abehe training be no 12 players and almost started training no at the the Black Stars of Ghana. As of say ba studio no. Now players do na etimi aba because na team no ebe free ayenkan no mo do mani achim awo Jamina awo Chad Krum ho nyame yadma on Thursday and a game in about 1 p.m. Ghana time na yene Chad game no in the World Cup qualifiers and so ebetimi abaso 24 players are coach Otto and so efra woman and na top players and amutimi training but se utie GFA and Black Stars in Penifua almost say answer na playing be free kind na akopiem awo Jamina no na players na ababedu including Thomas Partey and the court case good news and say and Penifua and so Jani case at the court September 15th enti zebenya in place na no so no Edomani achim awo Chad Krum and na nyame adma ochina training Monday 2 no etimi atwa so ansa na Thursday no game kese na ankasa etimi enso atwa so na enemu na coach Otuado enso den sam kakra dia to ahead of game na enso betimi abaso na in starting come no emfa emfree aho emamo.
These 2 games are games of our life. They change our life. Not only our life, but the life of people. So not like you stay focused.
Our destiny is in our hands.
Okay, and I'm saying, drink kakra. But so tie coach be so kire say. Is there where games in Akanaka 4? You able 2 every ho. Now you about the last 2 at the qualifiers na oshe so far in group nima which is group I hono when the matches na can say Ghana your manager hu ya your destiny ni kutayen see betima qualify for the World Cup no ekutayen enti no game bia any approacher or no coach any players no so be the bedroom say child in the eba your approacher dey ko Malia your approacher dey ko Comosa sa games ni aka ni na no ojide say your destiny ni kutayen say ye niam ye kakra bia looking at a quite first about qualifiers, Ghana likely yebetimi a qualify for a World Cup and also ebetimi akoso our America, Canada, and then Mexico nyamiadoma next year. And so our auntie and yen some probably and so voice in the moon sheda and ye basa uti to adwa sana na ononso ebese ochre. And I say so timpeni for na amwo tim no ho a obi aka the same thing. Ye destiny kutai. Yenye niyama ye to qualify nye afeni ye bebo game in such a way sa afi bedroom maybe no we say we kobo draw na ye say ya na calculation bibri yenye niyama ye ne qualify fan kwenu.
It's as simple as that. Yeah. And Rich unse ye were little time ye nimre
but national team coach is on bro
enye easy
and now what they say 12 players now out of 24 12 players now on for training.
Yes,
and who took kind Okwa probably a china between a training. It means that ahead of Chad game, no one shut out crying your time to train with your teams. That's all.
Yes, and you see, and Nhyira sometimes that is what I want to discuss. And Nhyira sometimes no. Pay attention to these details are okay. Will always go after the coaches and say, hey, now they call up on a template biana. Because it's the same faces. I be on some kakra. Rich, you don't need to change too many of these players for these qualifiers because you will not have time to build a new team. And say, oh, fair players now. majority of them must be players are almost forming the core of the team. Send your work on. And now when you 12 players. And then training way ya boom. Omoko because they've trained and Oma fly. I think say from her to charge almost between 3 to 4 hours. Omoko do they'll have to rest. Ochina, which is Wednesday, and Ometimi training. And that is a training minus 1 day to match day. And the Ochina Black Stars will train and train at the match venue. The following day, and the Kanukro within this short time, no, Rich, see, and your players are Otai Freo, and your players are Omochi was here already. Omono oh to the Obon nuclear saying of Pasoka. Oh to the also saying of Pasia, but that they be a bar, say ano or Pasobo, and the Osi will be a chat. Omuso Muboni say, Park na opportunity to say, and the young tricky side way, young improve your side way home, and it's an monoma. It a baby be crabby, and you need to open your time. And you catch him no for these games. Rich, sometimes see a tin no money in us we are. Probably we will also understand why certain decisions are being taken. But I am happy, at least the leadership of the team. Bebre naba omo enei ye ka say your first level Rich omo betimi apiem in the team no. I think say at least they've been able to come as early as possible and no boa, because then you have your core team, you have an idea of a selection na odi omo makano assess hona what me enya a very very good team. Me dey be ameka say Rich child there, we need to go and beat them there. If even it's 1-0, we need to go and squeeze that win 3 points now. I also go squeezing near the bar. Then near bar, we will think about the big fish that is Mali. And we will continue to give them the support. So where reporter Joy Fonende back from Accra near there. Ultimately say it has been a very very good section. Me who Steven Apia, me who Desmond Ofe, John Pensomo, Obia Yena Juma to make sure say at least in the qualify at the co-worker. But Rich, we can only hope for the best.
Sure.
We can only hope for the best and wish them all the best.
Yeah, Rich, you see, so I'll show you a table now. We are in a very critical position to see. You're 15 points after 6 match days. You're by match day 7 and match day 8. You're 3 points off Comoros for now, and you're 5 points off Madagascar. Now your next 2 matches are not against any of these 2 teams on Mobile. So it means that we are in a very very critical side. Chad and a team or that last log also. So it means that there are 2 things you want to do. You want to build morale for the much more difficult one against Mali.
Tisho no never
to call their Shenashen Yi 2-0. Acquire 2 better. One Shenia, then you don't get the morale that you want. But so win the game, try and win it comfortably if you can. Then bring the morale back. Because Chad on record at home, it's not good. In fact, all share the statistics that I have in front of me in almost last in the group. Picking up 1 point crumple in 6 matches.
Whipping boys.
I mean, Obi Ashenibi. So we need to go to N'Djamena as group leaders and then exert our dominance as the masters of the group. Then we are Babaka. The strategy is to make sure in the game again, because Rich, see 6 points in these 2 games, we are done. Already we are up by 3 points. If we add 6, granted that Omoma Kenya show there, it makes it 9 for us. 9 points, a good standard in 3 games, and after that we have 2 more games to play. Chad here in Ghana, and also here in our game. Then we go to a last game away from home, which can be dicey. We don't want to make a automatic qualification into a dicey game away from home in a country that we've suffered to beat in recent times. Into these 2 games are very critical. 1, in the dynamics of the group. 2, for the future possibility to see a automatic qualification with ease, and 3, to build morale. So it's something that we have to get that. And I think that when it comes to quality, we have the quality more than the Chadians. Especially when they are playing at home, they are going away to N'Djamena, wherever. We have that quality. Where I expect the game will be physical and the Malians will want to put on a huge fight. Hey, the Malians never cry.
but that's with the atmosphere that we'll be able to generate at Accra Sports Stadium and the quality of players here, Kitano. It's me a very certain say at the very least we'll get something from that game. But the very first step is to go away to N'Djamena and get a job done.
Okay. My comment Moses process center na yanko check your post and you be bia utie me na wadi 30 years. On check you post da me pa show oh ye mistake pa. Post it from 30 years I will check it. Now say a normal ana enye normal ne enso ano ntem emfa ma mu onuro bebria ekoba ne post enye normal. Ye de betutu ma asaba normal. Ane number 1. Number 2 and so bia wa wo problem. Me pa cho ko ho yen clinic ye be show kama ama won it me aba. De to so miensa wo se ho problem bia your dentist papa wo mo sua de wo se no problem bia wo hu bia medimosis for ebe hwe e de amount na yen clinic no so ye hwayale bia nya afi na mbebo yade odi yade bia ha bia no fabra oba enyabotre hwehwe nipaduanim ehwe de yare ne ba ne adura de kana ebetimi akọ ansa na ebemu odura yetimi enso ama open medimosis process center ene clinica amo santase ya hinema kokoben kumase santase hinema kokoben so santase ne oboase stretch na sa kwan no so na musabetimi akọ me patro bia wokọ na oyira eno an so be friend number 0244 068 447 odia ofra wayira amo ebema direction no na onso etimi akọ me yahwe kama pa ama ho atọ me patro ebia now dream pan is that bia only a mining company ebe ya adwuma because e dey any mining companies do mutu akaye ho dey ska ho pa but e so usua ho ade ansa na watimi no mo nso aye adwuma nti na IMSOC mining and engineering training school award bo asese bra near the 3 months asu obesua de na onso udrim no emremu emfa emaw ye chere down truck forklift say dey sitwe no excavator wheel loader backhoe roller no nidina ebe kire kama se se kra de wonim se ufri outside oboase na eba na oba besua de bia hostel na abeda no nidina ya any free equipment ade besua de ya any free forklift air training no se se eno so ya any free ye kire kwan ewo oboase zongo high sense board na chi hwa na I'm so ewo mpacha wo de friend number 0539 732 766 na mpacho eno mu edi enkomo ye twa ukitua bi ye nche da nche kra ye ba ya no ye besan atoa so edi amam sisi ai
amuzu garlic bitters Promo to H&H Gary Mix na me de bro we open or launch na de Mr. H&H Gary Mix na make say Coco Cope e provision shop be a bear Mr. Gary Mix be anywhere better than this one. So we students say we to coin now pay big kit we be na fast so that boy no so just a few minutes nya so go man now call him shop be a bear will be having H&H Gary Mix or hodom you on the Chocomo's Gary soaking store on your energy plus no so el hodom Mr. Open do the no phrase 0322190877 0322190877.
Okay, that's it. Aya.
On the 20th of September, Bosumia Wumia 20th, ye kobuno. Na ye Bonfa stores and a kobuno. Na sa experience ye de bia me kase show hun kura ne ka honin na yenko. Ye ko gieni ewo bono region ho papa ye kwa ko gieni ewo bono ye friend the bono experience 2025 with Bonfa stores na ehefa na ye konti amese ne ye kwa ko gieni Saturday 20th September no ye ko Botan Caves and Mountains ye be ko Fema Monkey Sanctuary ye wia near the Kintampo Falls any baby efe na edisi ye ko ewo bono region mu nyina e de aka ho na ye ko no ye kwa ko ye canopy walk ye be ma picnic vibes ye ko Fema Monkey Sanctuary wa ye be ma monkeys na aduane ama wa kasa what timi hu say yes wa ko sanctuary ampa ye sa no na ye ni nyina no ye wia near the Cave Heights and so etimi aka ho na unim eye 500 cities pe 500 cities na wutiano wo AC bus ayede ko eka ho aduane snacks your entry to all these tourist sites games bars and mu party you really inside the professional photographers I said the chino mama a very very nice photo shooter ebetimi ama a lasting memory of your trip we umpe way na open the yanko release stress ewo bono 5 a.m. k na ye departed from Ecocent Road Aija heya Ben Victory Baptist Church ho behind Odotobri Rural Bank no the Otek Junction there na chi won ma 5 a.m. na ye koba enumre be 9 there na yaba ababedu Kumasi back enti for 0531090068 0531090068 and I say 026-167-1686 026-167-1686 na debi ameka say ofra kacho bi so obeso tina power sports for bus nim na woni nyina ye kosa atono to fra na wakasa dem no e de achomonti Bonfa stores e say yanko bro no yanko nya a very very nice experience enti fra na ye nyina yanko Saturday September 20th na yanko bro no yanko gieni e ho no
okay garbage ram
yeah kwabna
the foreigner
kwabna we dey ma memfa aye awodapa happy birthday mfa ma Francis Kwesi Azangbe dodo na afren eye Major Atipu ana kwabna dodo na afren wo eye National Bodyguard Association ho na Francis wona kwabna on fa yeso ni agro mika se krotie so no na woko eye Accra enyasem koto Accra beta oye Kumasi boy enti Major Atipu we de ma menyira afidie so na mema wa wodapa nyankopon sha pa na onye wa Kumaso ade nyina emfama abusua ni nyina ese omo we show awodapa ene ese winkwanyafo nyina ese omo we show awodapa enti Major Atipu happy birthday.
Okay Richard
apia sadumba now to say
edini me do Major Atipu fantastic one Richard na inu am chairman ba ku birthday
okay I know mo
your friend Samuel Adama na enu chairman birthday na escape me kakra
okay
ti ma me fe share belated na me man happy belated birthday akupon ko so no nhwa no
okay
na onye ne kese no le so be so bia
nice man
on fa passport in the group
wow
we asem you
party
fantastic
ye kofa ayadum kase no but on say na ye akotia by elections no nti se de mu nyina mu nim no multimedia de hayo election headquarters bia ba the election no ba election na ekoso akotia no mafidie ni na ha
aso nim sa akotia so de won na chairman o de nyame
oh se me te kra se de nyame na ko so be so ya shin kakra
ya chairman
and then later oh yeah you but ne time eba
Of course,
nim
of
say
course.
nim say den nyame time eba nti
nyame.
atiefo yɛkɔfa ɛyɛ by elections no ho nsɛm atimi ɛde abram of course aha ɛyɛ election headquarters kokromuti power na ma hu sɛ deɛ ho nsɛm no nyinaa nso esitie ansa na ɔhema benewa ɛne ɔbra team no nso ɛde ɔbra atoan dwumadie no atimi ɛde abrɛ yakra mu nyinaa yɛdamase sɛ anɔpɛyi mode afidie no nso ɛto a yakra mu nyame yɛ adom a ɔkyena yɛbɛsan ɛne mu ahyia yakra mu
ɔyɛ wo si deɛ bɛsi